We are live. Hi and happy Friday with me, g.t.e.r.my Reviews, and it is time to check a gaming trailer, a game that came out of nowhere almost, in terms of that I did not expect to see something like this from a studio that you can say do not have like the biggest experience in such things, but that's not really an indication considering what we are getting with other studios, CD Projekt Red and The Witcher, yeah, now, and others as well. So this came to my attention from the Gaming Awards. Like a ton of things came out of there, so I cannot wait to like fully see it and discuss it with you guys. And some things that I've learned about the game. There's not like a ton of information, but at least uh well, there's things that the studio did say about the game that are interesting. So I'm gonna let you know about those things, guys. This is going to be the first reaction of tonight, so I do plan to do at least one more, so stay tuned for that as well. But firstly, hi to dear Clayton in the chat. My dear Clayton, hi to you. And now let's see the trailer because it's pretty lengthy. It's like 5 minutes, and discuss. It is the gameplay trailer, so yeah, it is a long one. But oh, I actually this too. So let's see it. Proto Abyss. Yes. Okay, this looks like, well, it looks real. Well, that's not real, but it looks like yeah, it's pretty amazing. Global illumination is freaking wow. Absolutely breathtaking, I have to say. I mean, the lighting really awesome. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I think I saw something of the game maybe a year ago, but I'm not sure, because this particular part is kind of familiar. This reminds me of one other game that came out like a year ago, but damn it, I forgot the name of it now. It was a night RPG, maybe night based with knights. Thought I messed that up. Anyway, this looks, I cannot believe my eyes, honestly. Wow, physics and the leaves reminds me of Ghost of Tsushima. He looks amazing, that main character. Oh, and that girl looks like Yennefer a bit from The Witcher. All the people look really good. Well, definitely better than Assassin's Creed, I can tell you that. This gets pretty impressive. Jesus. It's definitely a combination between old gen and the new things that are possible now. It reminds me so much of Shadow of Mordor, like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. What's going to happen? That was fine. Which is very important for me. Look at that, the blood splashes. It feels like this. Oh, he just like used the blood for explosion. Oh, it's so cool. Very good, very impactful. It reminds me of Assassin's Creed a lot. Like how all the enemies are just shocked that you hit them. Oof. Like magic powers. Okay, traps, exploration zone, some towns. That's a freaking dragon! Yeah, a freaking dragon. Anything miracle? Kind of like oh yeah, this is unbelievable. So maybe some kind of siege. Oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, this is one of the most ambitious games that I've ever seen presented. Winter 2021, so 1 year after today. And yeah, on the site you can get all the latest information if you can subscribe to them and all of that. Hey Angel, hi too. So we're definitely going to break this down. Just let me see what you're saying in the comments. Yeah, Shadow of Mordor vibes a lot. Now, the first Shadow of Mordor was just amazing game. It came out once again out of nowhere, and I really loved it. WB Games, I think, was the studio. I really love it. Like the fighting was so satisfying. I couldn't get enough of killing orcs. I was on a killing spree all the time. Then the second game was good, but so extremely repetitive that it was kind of mind blowing that they allowed this. I mean, it was absolutely the same thing over and over and over again. Go to this fortress, conquer it, kill everyone. Go to this fortress, conquer it. Just absolutely like, what? Why am I playing this? It was very discouraging after the I don't know which fortress because the gameplay just, I mean, the whole structure of the game was just the same thing over and over again. But the first was really special to me. I really love the first. But this here looks so different. And it looks like it has so many elements to it. Now I'm gonna play it again and we can discuss all the things. So Pearl Abyss is the studio behind Black Desert, which I did try to play it around a year ago. And it's just not my thing. It's an online game, whereas this is going to be completely single player game experience. So that is exactly the game that I want. It's gonna be story driven, single player, just like The Witcher or Skyrim or any other RPG, action RPG. So they are really focusing on that, and this is pretty much my favorite genre of game. So it is exactly my cup of tea, unlike Black Desert, which is totally the opposite of what I like to play. So the graphics engine is new graphics engine that is based on, the Black Desert engine, but is built from the ground up. It is based, from that, but is built from the ground up, and they totally improved upon it, all the physics, all the everything technically speaking that could be improved for this kind of a game to be realized. They did it. At least that is what the developers are saying in the interviews that I read. So far it's gonna be like you see an open world. Like it's really beautiful. I mean, the game also is going to have ray tracing. So I don't know if this is with ray tracing, but it kind of looks like it is, but who knows? It's really hard to tell because regular illumination of any game is also pretty good. Well, you cannot get like accurate reflections, but I mean, for me, ray tracing is mostly beneficial when it comes to surfaces, because when you see a surface and if the light hits it correctly, like it would have in the real world, then you see this material be presented in a photorealistic way in the game world. So that is when you're hit with this realization, wow, like this looks a lot like the real thing, or you can actually make much of a difference, especially if you have all the graphics cranked up and anti-aliasing is on point and everything else. So ray tracing is amazing for that, but we are not quite there yet. As you know, some games now just have partial ray tracing because it's so expensive in terms of how much resource it takes from the GPU. So I do think that the next generation of GPUs are gonna be way more advanced. As far as I heard, I'm watching tech news all the time. I can recommend actually Red Gaming Tech. That's a channel on YouTube. Sorry, they are covering everything in terms of tech, gaming tech, everything, and it's super interesting. I'm watching all the news about Rocket Lake, the new Intel CPUs, about the new AMD cards and how they're trying to get uh, to those two technologies that NVIDIA first introduced in the GPU world. So of course they have their own ray tracing, but it's like first generation where NVIDIA is second, and they have something like DOSSS, but it's not yet activated because they need the drivers, and yeah, they need to get those drivers together. But yeah, we're probably going to see that next year, like February, March, maybe. So then you can actually see real representation and comparison between AMD and NVIDIA cards. But anyway, I digress. I really love tech. So, continuing, I am pretty sure that by the time of this game, I do have to change my GPU because I don't know how it's gonna hold. You can definitely tell, especially by this scene here, that there is a lot of old gen, like totally. This looks like basically a scenery from a strategy game but zoomed in. I mean, it's not bad in terms of textures. You can actually watch this in 4K if you want on YouTube. I watched it on 2K on my monitor. It looks really amazing, but of course YouTube quality is always compressed, so you cannot count on that. Still, it can give you idea that these graphics look not very substantial in terms of literally, substantial. When you see a certain material, you can tell how much it weighs and feels kind of by the look of it. And graphics, I mean, older graphics looked very hollow because graphics, I mean, all the models are basically hollow. But the surface area, how materials and everything, how that is made, in games like God of War, let's say Uncharted, you can immediately tell that everything there looks like it's very 3D and very, has this substance to it. And here you can be immediately like, wow, nothing has a freaking substance. Everything looks so hollow. Maybe except here. I mean, the game is in development, of course. Now, this reminds me now of Dragon Age. I mean, this game has a lot of games in it, okay? Dragon Age, which is also coming, by the way. Dragon Age was not my cup of tea, as far as I remember. Now, this, I mean, this looks maybe one of the most photorealistic parts of what they presented. It looks really, really good. I mean, the light is impressive. This looks like Ghost of Tsushima. Like literally, there's all kinds of games here, put into one. I really like the physics. So yeah, the physics, the red leaves remind me of Ghost of Tsushima. Like how can they not? The flying of the capes as well. Metal seems to be looking very good. People definitely impress me a lot. I mean, this face, look at this face, this handsome face. I mean, he looks a lot more like a real human. Uh, well, he looks like a human and an NPC, but I mean, he looks more towards the real human now. And it's definitely better than what we see now in Assassin's Creed. I mean, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I just love the game. I really love it. The more I play it, the more I love it. But it's that old Anvil engine from 2014, I think, and it really shows. I mean, the skin doesn't look very real, and everything looks. It's hard to put my finger on it, but that substance that I'm talking about, and some materials and skin, it's really, well, not there. Not there. The game can look very beautiful at times, but it also can look very carton-like. You know, carton, I always compare graphics with carton boxes because it's just very good analogy to represent what I mean. You know, carton looks light and hollow, and does not actually have a lot of substance, visual heftiness to it, so to speak, and that is how some of the older graphics are. But he has like awesome hair and metal, and that, you know, scarf around his neck, and she looks awesome, like I said, resembling Yennefer a bit. The expressions are really good, especially because this is an open world RPG, so expressions are so important. You can see in Assassin's Creed Valhalla as well. Best expressions has Avior, because he's the main character, but mostly of all the rest of the characters that are in the cutscenes, some are like plastilin and some are better than others. Children are absolutely horrifying. All the children are like looking exactly like oh Jesus, I started to forget things. Wow. But Game of Thrones, that little, damn it. Ah, the little girl. Damn it, I forgot her name. Not Sansa, her sister. Damn it. All the children look like her, okay? I don't know how that happened, but they all look like her. Forgot her name. Damn it, you can tell me in the comments. You know her, you know her. I also know the actress name, and it just slipped my mind right now. So yeah, look at that. They look so good. And now that now that I've seen this show, I maybe watched like 10 minutes of it, but this now reminds me of the show Marilyn. Yeah. Arya. Arya Stark. Yeah, everybody looks like Kara, like Kara Stark from Game of Thrones. Okay, I'm stopping. So, yeah, of Merlin. Look at his face. He looks so real. It's amazing. So expressive. You can tell what they think. Their emotions are so well expressed. I really feel for them already, and I don't know them. The hair moves something between next and old gen. Mostly old. The fur though looks pretty awesome. This looks so real. I mean, if you can like look at not this part, but like the other end of the picture, how the sun shifts and you can see how it falls on the ground. And yeah, you can see how it illuminates the ground. That is like midday or something. You can tell immediately. It's just very well done. It's amazing. And if you can go like in a different dimension through this gate, maybe that's kind of like, I don't know, technology that is used in that game medium that does not yet come out. Now let's dissect the freaking combat. So the combat is very good. I like how you're not that close to the character. That's very important, because if you're too close, sometimes the camera also gets in the way. I mean, the camera can always get in the way. I cannot count the times where I got into a bush or a tent or something like that when I play Ghost of Tsushima. And of course, in Assassin's Creed, you can always get into a bush while trying to hit someone. So that's like, well, for sure, you're getting into a bush, okay? And you're gonna hit from there. I don't care. That's how the game treats you. Oh yeah. Well, the voices are fine, but I don't know why they all have to look in the same way. I mean, they're not with exactly the same faces, but pretty similar to Arya. I mean, when I watched them, first time that I saw one of the kids that is in the fish house in the settlement, I'm like, wow, this is the male version of Arya. And then I looked at all the other children, and it was the same situation there. Hey, milkshake. Well, don't worry, you can start from the beginning. So, we're going to have a bow, we're going to have a sword. The sword feels very light. What is happening behind me? Sorry about that, guys. The sword. Okay, wait a minute. So I think I see some arrows in him, like stuck into him. Okay, I have to move things along though because I'm having too much fun with this game. It hasn't even been out yet. Okay, so impact is good, moves are very good, but yeah, the soul feels the sword feels like needle for some reason. The needle of Game of Thrones once again. I had a weapon for some reason. Yeah, it just feels like very thin and light, but impactful though. Oh, and that thing. How he tries to remove the blood. That's so cool. So yeah, it looks like the game has this system where depending on what weapon you're wielding, the gameplay is gonna change. I mean, the fighting's gonna be different. Fighting style is gonna change. So that's absolutely logical, of course. So I have to say, this fighting looks like literally Shadow of Mordor mixed with Ghost of Tsushima, mixed with Assassin's Creed. Well, I never throw anyone. Usually, the brutes in the games throw me, but it's a good thing to have. Now that is very Assassin's Creed, how they just freeze into place. And the magical powers, like I've never seen such thing in my life. There's gonna be puzzles, obviously puzzles, so you're gonna have some Lara Croft Assassin's Creed, that's Assassin's Creed, actually Assassin's Creed also there's puzzles, but yeah, I have to like go back a bit. So the puzzles are like feeling, at least to me, like Uncharted or something. Powers for sure, like wow, just mind-blowing. This is really and this with the river and the boat, this gives me Senua's Sacrifice vibes. So now I listed so many games that this resembles that I just it's really interesting. And this is this this is like Assassin's Creed 2, I think, with Ezio. There was a not a similar section, but like similar atmosphere and setting. The atmosphere of several games, it is kind of represented here in some way. It is. Well, the FPS is pretty bad on the trailer itself. A lot of people also commented on it. It's not me. I don't have any playback problems. I watched the trailer on two different resolutions. I saw the comments. It is stuttering the gameplay itself, so that's not really good. Hope that that's fixed. I mean, they have a year. Now that's what worries me and what amazed me the most, that we have a dragon that looks amazing, and we will ride that dragon. That's amazing. That I can't even believe that. That's super cool actually, to be able to swing with a rope such a long distance and then actually land. Three animals in the world. Wolves are very big. That's probably a boss fight. It's gotta be. That's for surely a boss fight. And then these effects look very 2000 and maybe 16, but once again, they have time. Yeah, Skyrim. Yeah, Skyrim. Now you're getting Skyrim vibes. Absolutely right. Well, a milkshake. 100% there's gonna be customization because this is an action RPG. Now, to what extent I'm not sure, but I am pretty sure that this is going to be a character story-driven game, meaning that the main character that you can see there is a set, so we are not going to probably be able to change him. He's like the Witcher, maybe hair and like, yeah, hairstyles and beard styles, but not to completely make your own like in Cyberpunk. So I don't think so. I don't mind that. I mean, I prefer to have a main character for which I'm rooting for, and character that I can become and not just make myself. Actually, never make myself in a game. I think that's kind of boring. I mean, I never actually thought of it. Okay. I mean, I kind of did try in Cyberpunk just for fun, but they don't have any features that I have. Like, I couldn't make anything like that, so it just became like a complete mess basically. I really don't like my female character there. And then I saw other gameplays and I saw that everybody basically made the same. So even if you switch 2 or 3 features, it's just the same character. It just looks absolutely the same. Almost no difference. Okay. Okay, that is unbelievable. Like, I can't even. I don't know what that reminds me of. Like a movie, like actually reminds me of Mortal Kombat TV show for some reason. So it's like the developers came together and they're like, we are a fan of this, and we are a fan of that, and we are a fan of this, that, this, that. So we're gonna put everything here. I mean, it's welcomed. Uh, and that reminds me of that other game that I just have no idea how it was called, but it's a night game, like I've said. It was something. Chivalry, medieval warfare, but not that, not exactly. Wow, it just looks how the night setting looks as well. It's also monster fights that look like, wow, really reminds me of Lord of the Rings. Like, just list all the things that this reminds you of because there are a lot. I don't know, how is that even gonna run? Something is attacking him. What could be attacking him in the sky? Maybe, yeah, another dragon I cannot see. Or the weapons from below a fortress. I don't know, guys. This actually, I mean, this scene alone with the dragon. And that's a gameplay. That looks better than that movie Dragonheart, I think. Was it from, I don't know what year, but the dragon is pretty cool. I really like him. He's a cool dragon. Oh, it's just unbelievable. And then at the end, in the very end, because this looks like it has a lore to it, like Assassin's Creed, you're gonna face off like a god. Dark Souls plus plus everything, and then you have Crimson Desert. So remember that name, guys. Remember that game because we are expecting it in the same time next year. Well, if it's not delayed or something like that. And God willing, I will have a new PC by then, or at least a new GPU. Although putting a new GPU in my configuration is gonna be like, well, bottlenecking. It's gonna be like a big bottleneck, yeah. Bottleneck, yes. Bottleneck to the PC because my CPU is super weak now and the RAM is super dumb and everything. It's amazing that I'm still running everything in 2K. But anyway, guys, this is gonna be amazing. I mean, for 2021, this is definitely on my radar. I hope that by then I'm finished with Assassin's Creed. I really hope so. I'm very further on in the story, but the point is the game still going on, still gonna have content, so I'm not sure how much time I'm gonna be in it, but for now I've played like already 70 hours and I didn't even feel them. But I was leveling up, so now whenever I go, I'm just killing everything no matter the region, which is awesome. But I hope that Cyberpunk is fixed by then and I finish the game because I really actually like Cyberpunk for what I've played till now. Although the bugs are horrible. Mostly this bug where my weapon disappears and I cannot shoot anyone, and thus I cannot finish the mission, and thus I am screwed. I have to start all over again. And when the next save loads, I'm still screwed because the weapon is still not showing. So on the third and fourth try, it is showing and I can finish. But all those things not only lose time but are extremely game breaking, immersion breaking. But that's just on a side note, guys. So let me know what you think in the comments about this game. If you're really a fan of The Witcher, Skyrim, or anything like this, this is the first time that this studio does anything like that. So, Pearl Abyss, please do it. Please do a good game. And we do have to look forward to that other game with the Monkey King. That also looks super ambitious, super like with the most amazing technologies, although it's with Unreal Engine 4, not 5, but still it looks like it pushes that engine to the max. So this game, the monkey game that I totally forgot the name of the game right now, and this one are like number one for 2021, although the other game could come out in 2022. In any case, just the next gen's gonna be awesome, guys. As soon as they also fix the consoles and all the bugs and yeah, all of that. Just wait, wait as much as you can because they do have to fix the consoles as well. But that is it, guys. I'm going to prepare for a next stream that's gonna be quick, but the preparation actually is gonna take me more. But it's gonna be something very, very funny that I hope that you enjoy. So I'm coming in a bit, but until then, or if you don't see me here today anymore, just have a great and amazing weekend. If you like to support me, the links are down below. As always, I love you, my dear G.t.e.r.my.fitness golden Astartes. Bye bye.